Question for you, my friends. How many Bitcoin could you have bought when Bitcoin was trading between $3,000 and $4,000? Now, you had over 4 months to buy Bitcoin at these rock bottom prices. Over 4 months. So did you buy or did you squander your opportunity? Here is the cold, hard truth. You had a chance to buy Bitcoin sub $5,000. Now, you either bought or you didn't buy. I don't know. But guess what? You no longer have that opportunity. That is done. That is over for you. Just like you can't buy Bitcoin when it was right here or here or here. It's just that opportunity is over. I'll tell you what opportunity that you do have, though. We tweeted about this the other day. You have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin under $10,000. So are you going to take it? Are you going to take this opportunity? Are you going to seize it? Or are you going to squander this one too? The choice is yours. Now, today, I don't want to talk about price. Today, what I want to talk to you about is why over 50% of my net worth is in Bitcoin. Wow, over 50%. Is that too much? Is over 50% too much?
You're such a believer. How much of your own dough is in it?
Yeah, over 50% of my net worth is in Bitcoin, and I don't plan to sell it.
I forbid that. That's insane.
You forbid that?
That breaches everything about diversification and investing. That's crazy.
How much of your net worth is in the stock market?
In any one stock, never more than 5%. In any one sector, never more than 20%. I teach this stuff. You never go beyond concentrations of that nature. 50%? Shame on you. That's nuts.
Shame on me. Shame on me. I'm nuts, I guess. Here's the thing, guys. I am taking that risk because I've looked into it. And for me, the fundamentals for Bitcoin have never been stronger. And I'm talking about right now, today. The fundamentals today have never been stronger. This month, the largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, quietly hit new security milestones that you should be paying close attention to. I'm going to be referring to this article. It was recently published by Tomer Fetterman, and this is going to help me shed some light on why I am bullish on Bitcoin. So let's read this. I'm going to stop in between sections. We'll talk about it. Make sure you watch the whole video. I have a very special treat for you at the end. Make sure you like this video, support the channel. Let's get into it. In considering Bitcoin's progress, often people attach great importance to the recent price movements. However, this is fundamentally wrong. You see, price isn't an indicator of network development or for future growth prospects. To fully appreciate where we are on the adoption curve and what's next, it's better to assess the overall health of the Bitcoin blockchain and the progress being made in the context of the protocol's overarching goal. Bitcoin is a decentralized payment network and a new kind of money. To succeed in achieving its mission of being the global reserve currency and a digital store of value, it needs to build trust, and lots of it. And that's really the key here. Bitcoin needs to build trust, and if Bitcoin stayed the same, if everything was the same with Bitcoin for the next couple years, I would think that more and more people would trust Bitcoin and put their money in Bitcoin. Really what Bitcoin needs is time. Bitcoin needs time. The greater Lindy effect something has, the better chance it's going to be here in the future. And with time comes trust. So they compare Bitcoin to gold. They say the reason people trust gold, it's been around for centuries, and investors and traders trust that it's going to be a good hedge against inflation, a good hedge against currency manipulation, and a good hedge against the economic downturns. Yet Bitcoin offers many advantages over gold. Important features such as fractional ownership, fast payments, and censorship resistance allows it to stand out compared to the aging incumbent. But being more useful doesn't necessarily make it good yet, because so it can become a true alternative, Bitcoin needs to become at least as trustworthy as gold. Establishing trust in the largest cryptocurrency is essential to drive the shift to digital gold. So if you've been subscribed to our channel for a while, you know that Bitcoin outperforms gold in what makes gold gold. Unfortunately, that's not good enough yet. People need to trust money as money, and that's really a key factor here. So let's get into some specifics. In the payment space, trust is generated first and foremost through the security of the underlying payment rails. Therefore, the following milestone is especially important. This month, Bitcoin's hash rate hit a new record high, exceeding 8 quintillion SHA-256 hashes per second for the very first time. The ongoing hash rate is critical for Bitcoin's success. It proves the increase in computing power used to validate Bitcoin transactions. The higher the hash rate, the greater the competition among miners to confirm new blocks. Given that Bitcoin's hash rate is now 15 times higher compared to 2 years ago, this makes it exponentially more difficult for bad actors to hack the protocol and gather resources needed to conduct 51% attacks. To go along with that, the increased network security is also reflected in Bitcoin's record high mining difficulty. And you can see that right here. So with Bitcoin becoming even more secure, the difficulty target continues to soar higher. So that's interesting. The difficulty, the highest it's ever been. The hash rate, the highest it's ever been. Yet Bitcoin's price is not the highest it's ever been. Really, what this tells me is that miners are believing that they're going to make a profit by mining Bitcoin now, and they're mining Bitcoin now in expecting its price to go up in the future, and that's making the network stronger. How is this going to affect Bitcoin in the real world? So as market turmoil looms large with the economic uncertainty over no-deal Brexit, a potential trade war between the US and China, and rising tensions in Hong Kong, the realization that the most secure payment network in the world is going from strength to strength is compelling. Very compelling. Finally, on the market size front, it's worth looking at Bitcoin's realized market cap, which broke 100 billion for the first time this month, and you can see that is also at a new high. So you know that realized market cap is a metric that was introduced by Coinmetrics to more accurately measure Bitcoin's market size. It takes into account each Bitcoin price on the day it was last sent. I mean, you can read this whole thing yourself. But when assessing Bitcoin's progress, one should consider these important developments and security metrics. So Bitcoin's usability, its clear monetary policy, and increased hash rate means that it's well positioned to realize the vision of its creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, and to understand the long-term potential. Ignore the latest price movements, ignore the day-to-day, ignore the week-to-week. Bitcoin is stronger than ever today. In the future, Bitcoin could surpass gold as the leading store of value and ultimately become the trusted global reserve currency. The hard, sound money revolution continues apace and is unstoppable. So don't worry what's going on right here. Here's the thing, if you missed out buying right here, this reaccumulation zone might be a good time to buy. Just like if you missed out on the bottom in the last cycle, this reaccumulation zone was a good time to buy, this reaccumulation zone was a good time to buy, and so on and so forth. And that's what I'm doing now. As we said the other day, how am I going to explain to my grandkids that I was alive when Bitcoin dipped below $10,000 and I did nothing? Well, luckily, I'm not going to have to break their hearts like that. Hashtag stacking sats. And I explained the Lindy effect. The longer something is around, the better chance it has of surviving in the future. Plus, you can see, we've talked about this before, it starts off as digital collectible, store value. We're somewhere in between the two. Eventually, it'll be a medium of exchange, then a unit of account, then a full global money. We are right on track. Now, besides that, speaking of time, this is a huge milestone. The first publication to criticize Bitcoin is no longer even online. There's a lesson there. The first article was this: Why Bitcoin, this was the title. It was from very early on when Bitcoin's price was only 23 cents. This was the first publication to criticize Bitcoin. And the title was Why Bitcoin Can't Be a Currency. It was called the Underground Economist. Now they're really underground, they're dead, and if we tried to go to the source, it wouldn't work because this publication is dead, Bitcoin is still alive, Bitcoin continues to push forward, and as more time passes, more people trust it, and that's why I'm very bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. Now besides that, you can see that merchants and things like this are trusting Bitcoin more and more. For instance, if you're in the marketing world, if you're in the e-commerce world, you've definitely heard of Shopify. Bitcoin Lightning payments are now supported on Shopify. This is big news. So thanks to the integration of OpenNode, the Shopify e-commerce platform now features a Bitcoin mainnet and Lightning Network plugin for its more than 500,000 merchants. So on-chain payments have been available for a while on Shopify through BitPay. Regardless about how you feel about BitPay, now we have Lightning integration. So all merchants need to do is to install the OpenNode extension in the Shopify dashboard, and it charges a flat 1% for all incoming Bitcoin transactions, which makes sales in Bitcoin very attractive for merchants. Furthermore, OpenNode has addressed the chargeback fraud that has plagued the online store owners, as instant Bitcoin transactions cannot be charged back. So the takeaway, if we're thinking big picture, is that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, especially online, but more places everywhere are going to have Bitcoin payment integration. So if people wanted to spend their Bitcoin, or which I don't know why you would at this point, I wouldn't spend my Bitcoin until, over here rather than here. Of course, I'm going to try and cash out if at the 4-year cycle, but it's just great PR for Bitcoin, and more people, when somebody's shopping on Shopify at an e-commerce site, hey, wow, accepts Bitcoin, it's just good. It's just good. You can see this. I don't need to explain it. And to finish things off, I want to help you guys. If you're interested in supporting Bitcoin and building your own node, I understand it's tough. It requires some technical skill. This is another option that you have for you. I just found this today. It popped up on Reddit. It's the cryptocloak.com product, build a node. I guess for a few $100s, you can order parts. These are at a premium, obviously. If you were tech savvy, you could do this on your own. But you can order parts. You can choose what you want, and you can build your own full node, and you can be a part of the network and you can help make Bitcoin more decentralized. And this is a pretty interesting site. I mean, you can see some of the pictures right here. You can have a node that looks just like this if you wanted. I wanted to make this option available to you. On Reddit, somebody said, cool, this is really good for non-technical people. Good work, guys. I will recommend your site to some people. And Crypto Cloak said, thank you. It's our goal exactly to help reach the non-technical people that don't want to build their own from scratch, etc. We're huge supporters of Raspberry, Blitz, and BTC Pay servers, and we want to help them in the hands of as many people as possible. Run your own node, own your own keys. I believe in that statement. All right. That was it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron at Altcoin Daily. It's going to be a great year. More and more people are discovering Bitcoin every day.